Okay. गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड, वेलकम टू अवर चैनल एग्जामपुर IAS इंग्लिश मीडियम। आप सभी का हमारे परिवार एग्जामपुर में स्वागत है। सो दिस पर्टिकुलर सेशन इज डेडिकेटेड टुवर्ड्स हाउ टू क्रैक यूपीएससी इन फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट। ठीक है ना। सो जल्दी से जल्दी सेशन को लाइक एंड शेयर कर दीजिए। वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस सर्टेन स्ट्रेटेजीज व्हाई मींस हाउ यू कैन क्रैक यूपीएससी इन फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, always see, we are always looking towards the brighter side. Okay, this we will always go for looking like this person has been selected in the first attempt, this person has been selected in the second attempt, and they are discussing the strategy why why and what are the factors and what are the things that they followed and because of which they got selected in first attempt. But have you gone through the darker side, means why certain students are there, why they fail. So in this session we will discuss what are the factors that we have to consider, what are the strategies we have to follow. Apart from that, how we can inculcate ourselves, how we can habituate ourselves so that we can crack UPSC in first attempt. Apart from that, we will also discuss certain things that should not be followed, that should not be done, so that it won't become a hurdle towards your cracking the exam towards your first attempt. जल्दी सेशन को जुड़ जाइए। Do like and share my session. Where our students, kindly just comment so that I can ascertain which following students that are present. Just comment. How to crack UPSC in first attempt. How to crack UPSC in first attempt. Dear students, kindly subscribe and like this session and kindly share it as much as possible. Chali, not an issue. So we are going to discuss how to crack UPSC in the first attempt. How to crack UPSC in the first attempt. ठीक है. So what are the things that should be followed? How to crack UPSC in the first attempt. How to crack UPSC in the first attempt. First, how to crack UPSC. How to crack UPSC in first attempt. How to crack UPSC in first attempt. How to crack UPSC in first attempt. So first of all, you have to think why you have decided to prepare for UPSC. First of all, you have to think, the first question that comes in your mind is why you have decided to prepare for UPSC. Think of it. Why? First is your why you have decided to prepare for UPSC. Prepare for UPSC. This is very much important. Why you have decided to prepare for UPSC? Just think of it. Why you have decided to prepare for UPSC? Why you have decided to prepare for UPSC? The question is whether you have decided to prepare for UPSC because your friend had decided. Listen to me. You have decided to prepare for UPSC because your friend had decided. First. Second, because your father wants you to become an IAS, or because it's your internal motivation, because it's your internal motivation and you want to prepare you want to prepare for IAS just because you want to do it. It's your inner motivation. ठीक है ना? What are the factors? If your friend has started preparing for UPSC and you just want to emulate it and just want to copy it, then you can't crack UPSC. Even if your father wants to even if your father wants you to prepare for UPSC, but it's just because of your father pressure you have started preparing for UPSC, then also you can't crack it. The only source that is required to UPSC is your internal motivation that you have decided to prepare for UPSC. What it should be like, इसका आंसर क्या होगा? Your internal motivation. ठीक है? तो this is the first thing is what? You should be internally motivated. That will continuously push towards the achievement of your goal. Second, if you have started preparing for the UPSC, first of all, you should be quite aware regarding the syllabus. ठीक है ना? The second is your complete awareness regarding UPSC examination pattern and syllabus. Complete awareness regarding UPSC preparation, regarding UPSC exam pattern, UPSC exam pattern and its syllabus Is it okay? Clear hai? So second thing is what? If you have decided that if you want to prepare for the UPSC, first think of the syllabus. You should be completely aware regarding the syllabus examination pattern. ठीक है? Okay. Now it comes to third stage. Third stage में क्या होगा? Welcome Mridul, you are late by 12 minutes. In the third stage, first, before having any coaching, just listen to me, before having any coaching, whether it is online coaching or offline coaching, you have to do your own work. That means you have to, before joining any coaching, whether it is online offline, you have to do your own work. That means you have to complete the basic fundamental by yourself. Most of the cases what I have seen, the people, they directly come to Delhi for online offline coaching and without even reading the NCERT, they join the coaching itself. What it will happen? Their productivity will decrease. Whatever the money they have invested, it will just go in vain because they are unable to understand they are unable to understand what is being taught in the classes because the basic fundamentals are not being cleared. So what, before joining any coaching, joining any coaching classes, any coaching classes, offline हो सकता है, offline or online. It is basic fundamental should be clear. When you talk about the basic fundamental, that means your NCERT should be completed. Basic fundamental should be cleared. ठीक है? Basic fundamental should be cleared. Basic fundamentals should be cleared. Now what do you understand? Basic fundamental, it's all about your NCERT. क्या? NCERT. Basic fundamental means NCERT आपका complete होना चाहिए. NCERT of history, 6 से 12th geography, 6 से 12, environment, ICSE board, environment, ICSE board, 9th to 10th. ठीक है ना? Apart from that, economics, 9th to 12th. So these are the things which you should have completed before joining any coaching. Apart from that, you should develop the habit of reading the newspaper itself because that also comes under the fundamental part. ठीक है? Plus here same thing, newspaper. ठीक है ना? So this thing you must do. This thing you must do before joining any coaching. Okay. And now it's real term. Whether you join coaching or not, it's up to you. Now, what are the things that you should follow? What are the things that you should follow to crack your examination in the first attempt? It's all about your, first of all, you should be knowing regarding complete syllabus, complete pattern. ठीक है ना? And now we'll come to regarding how to study. किस प्रकार से हम study करेंगे so that we can crack examination. ठीक है? तो first of all, whatever book you are being studying, learn like you are talking. Do not be a bookworm. Interactive learning has a high probability to retain for a longer period than memorizing things like a parrot. Discussion with your friends. So first of all, whenever we are discussing how to boost your memory technique. ठीक है ना? So first of all, suppose if you have taken any book, history or whatever it is, NCERT or whatever it is, if you are just like going through the book, then it is very difficult to retain it for a longer period of time. What you have to do? You have to be interactive in session. Suppose you have studied the Mughal period. Now go to your friend or call your friend and discuss that I have studied the Mughal period. Give me 20 minutes. I'm just going to revise it. ठीक है ना? And you will also get benefited. Or it will be like interactive learning. Call your friend, start discussing regarding the Mughal period. So once you have interacted with your friend, or once you have discussed with your friend, or once you have revised in front of your friend, it is going to retain you a longer period of time. So do not become a bookworm, like you have to study like a parrot, ratification, all those things, because वो काम नहीं करते. Once you have discussed this thing with your friend, once you have revised it, or once you have had interaction with your friend regarding what you have studied, then it is going to retain for a longer period of time. Revise regularly. What we do, suppose I have seen much of the students, they invest almost 2 hours regularly in newspaper. They will go through the newspaper, Hindu newspaper, Indian Express, and they will try to jot down important current affairs in their formulations and all those things. But they will just do it throughout the year. And during the examination time, what they will do? They will leave their notes because they have never revised it. They will leave their notes and they will depend upon the market magazines, whatever it is. They will just buy the market magazine and start going through it. Then what is the use? What is the use of going through the newspaper? Why we are going through the newspaper on a regular basis? We are going through the newspaper on a regular basis so that we can update ourselves. So that if something is happening around the world, being an UPSC aspirant, we are quite aware of it. So the best thing is what we have to revise it regularly. Suppose today we have invested around 1.5 hours reading through the newspaper and also preparing the notes. In the next day, what you have to do before starting the newspaper, it will take just 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, it will take just 5 minutes. What you have to do, you have to just open your pages. Yeah, these are the news what you have studied yesterday. ठीक है, खत्म. Then start your newspaper, and by the end of week you have to revise your current affairs. It will take hardly 30 minutes. So once you start revising, it will be retaining in your memory for longer period of time. Same thing is applicable in the case of history itself, or whatever the subject it is. Suppose if you want to study history, most of the time you prefer a spectrum book. Suppose today you have studied your 90 pages. Tomorrow you have studied 90 pages. So within 5 days, 450 pages will get completed, and you will just complete a spectrum. But when I will ask you the question regarding it, it is very difficult to get produced because you have not revised. So what is the best thing? Suppose you have studied 20 pages. 20 pages जो है you have studied 20 pages in 2 hours. What you have to do before proceeding for another pages, you just close your book and think what I have studied. बोलता है ना, मनन करना. If you are able to recall what you have studied, that means the study was okay. And while if you are able to recall, that means you have revised the stuff. Again go for 20 pages, again revise it. Again go for 20 pages, revise it. And then during the next day when you are going to start your book, revise whatever you have studied in the previous day. So once you have completed your book, by the end, what you have revised the book for 4 to 5 times. तो आपके ज़्यादा दिमाग में वो retain रहेगा. ठीक है? Group discussion जो होता है, it is much more important. Suppose I have seen the people often go to the library, but the most important aspect is your group discussion. Suppose 4 to 5 students are there. One is weak in current affair, but he is having good command over the history. Other is good in current affair, but he is lagging behind history. So when group discussion happens, you can add certain new provisions or new dimensions. Suppose when you talk about the India-US relationship, ठीक है ना? You can give 3 to 4 way forwards. I am there. I can also give 3 to 4 way forwards. We can discuss more aspects. So when you start discussing the things regarding current affair, history, whatever it is, अगर कोई आपसे 2 पॉइंट डिस्कस करता है, if he is discussing 2 points, you are also discussing 2 points. On a cumulative point, you will see we have discussed the 4 points, and that 4 points जो होगा, it will retain in your mind. Just think why if I'll ask you to study for 3 hours continuously with full efficiency, ठीक है ना, you can easily study 40 to 50 pages. But after studying 40 to 50 pages, if I ask you कि भैया just write down the summary what you have studied, it is very difficult to get produced. But at the same time, if you go for a movie, you just continuously watch the movie for 3 hours, and if I'll ask you to elaborate it, you will easily elaborate it, not missing a single point. Why? Because their audio visual effect is there, and you are concentrated. The same things happen over here. When you study for a longer period of time, क्या होता है, हमारे जो absorbing power हो जाता है, कम हो जाता है. To make it stronger, we have to discuss with the friend. जब friend से discuss करते हैं, at least you are getting your audio effect. Audio effect आपको देखने को मिलता है. Audio effect भी जो होता है जब कोई बोलता है, if you are having a good listening capacity, तो आपकी चीजें दिमाग में retain रहती है, ठीक है ना. So group discussion करने की कोशिश कीजिए if you want to crack UPSC. Regularly try to devote at least 20 to 30 minutes in group discussion. It is not futile, it is not useless, rather it will make you productive. And apart from that, if you are lagging behind, if your friend is there, he is having good command over international relation, India, US, India, Russia, but when you're discussing the thing and you fail to participate in that because you feel like I'm not able to communicate in English, I'm not able to explain myself, or I'm lacking in knowledge. So this thing will create internal motivation that you have to study so that you can participate in group discussions. So group discussions की बात करेंगे, तो there are a lot of dimensions that you can attach to the group discussion. Evaluate yourself, that is of utmost importance. Generally what we have seen much of the students, they fail in the prelims examination. No doubt they are having capability to crack the mains. Why? Because they fail to evaluate themselves. We are habituated that we'll start prelims test series from April, it again postponed to May, and we hardly end up in practicing 10 papers. It should not be done. You should regularly evaluate yourself. That means suppose if you're preparing for prelims itself, from December itself, you should start appearing for a test. How much you are scoring? First you go for the individual test. Suppose history section is there. You have completed history section within 3 days. You take 3 individual tests of history. Go through it regular day. In between those days, you have completed politics. तो फिर पॉलिटी का टेस्ट दीजिए, और धीरे धीरे आपका सेक्शनल टेस्ट कंप्लीट होगा, फिर उसके बाद आपका फुल लेंथ टेस्ट आ जाएगा. तो यू नीड टू इवैल्यूएट योरसेल्फ. सपोज इफ यू हैव कंप्लीटेड हिस्ट्री and you are appearing for a test, out of 100 questions, if you are able to do only 20 questions correct and rest 80 questions are not being corrected, they are wrong, that means you have to work on it. That means you are unable to recall it, or there is certain thing missing, so you are unable to understand the questions, or you are not able to move with the UPSC trend. तो आपको पता चल जाएगा आपको कहाँ पे वर्क करना है. तो इट इज ऑफ utmost important that you should evaluate yourself. Apart from that, certain person feels that, some people feel that once we crack the prelims, it is very easy to crack the mains. ठीक है ना? But it should not be like that. You should join the test series to regularly evaluate yourself, whether the way how you practice answer, whether the way how you put forth the comments. ठीक है ना? Is it worthy? Is it in accordance with the UPSC examination? So how it can be done? आपका खुद सोचने से नहीं होगा. You have to evaluate yourself. And how it can be done? By joining test series. तो joining test series आपको करना ही है. ठीक है? Okay? Keep short study sessions. ठीक है ना? क्या होता है? We think of that we will start our study from morning 6 to 2 o'clock. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. It should be like 2 hours. 2 hours study कीजिए. Give 15 minutes break, 20 minutes break. So in the morning you start a study from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. After that you take your breakfast, bath. Again from 10 o'clock you start reading the newspaper from 10 to 1 o'clock. Again from 1 o'clock have your lunch. Take sleep. Again from 3 o'clock watch certain movies, songs. From 4 to 6 again you study. And from 7 to again till 12 you study. So this क्या होता है, if you go for long session and after studying for 1.5 hours, it is very difficult to grasp the thing, because your mind के जो neurons होते हैं ना, they are also certain capacity. So keep short session, but try to study for 8 to 10 hours on a regular basis. ठीक है? Keep your personal tensions away. This is of utmost importance. Suppose if you are studying and while grasping the content, you are thinking about, yaar, I do not have the money with me, how to study. My friend, I have not called my friend, what to do. My girlfriend is doing this thing, what to do. If you are studying keeping such thing in mind, then it's useless, because you're not absorbing what you study. Rather your mind is rotating here and there. So the best thing is what, while studying, if you have started to sit for the study, you have to think that सारे टेंशन अभी मुझे जो है, आई हैव टू कंसंट्रेट ऑन द स्टडी, आई हैव टू फोकस ऑन द स्टडी, आई हैव टू कीप ऑल द थिंग्स आउटसाइड. मुझे जो सारी चीजें बाहर रखनी है. ठीक है ना? तो स्टडी शुड बी सच लाइक दैट ओनली. उसके बाद Try mnemonics. Mnemonic is a trick to make notes quickly, making use of the abbreviations and acronyms. So mnemonics is what, suppose if you want to recall something for prelims and it is very difficult to, if you fail to remember it, then you have to go for remembering it with the help of abbreviation or acronyms. We call it mnemonics. ठीक है, चलिए ओके. Now create mental maps and correlations. See, notes making जो होता है, it's an important thing. I have seen much of the UPSC aspirants, they are continuously demanding PPTs and all those things. If you are a UPSC aspirant, so the one of the important aspect is what you have to continuously prepare the notes. Whatever the classes which is happening, suppose I have completed internal security classes, essay writing classes, science and tech classes. Sanjeev said he has started ethics classes. So if you are a serious UPSC aspirant, you should in the classes you should make a habit of what? You should make a habit of preparing the notes simultaneously. You have to watch the lecture, at the same time you have to prepare the notes. What will happen? Suppose I have completed internal security, it took 20 classes for me, 20 hours for me. And if you have 20 or 30 hours, and if you have prepared the notes, you could revise those stuffs in 4 hours. The next time revision you can do in 1 hour. So it is very much productive. ठीक है, चलिए ओके. This is how the notes are being prepared. Avoid multitasking. If you are studying, do not use your mobile. Do not use your mobile. Do not use your WhatsApp. Do not use your social media. Just focus on your study. Avoid multitasking. ठीक है. Okay. Apart from that, if you want to beat the crowd, if you want to move ahead of the crowd, you should practice certain meditations. Meditations करेंगे तो definitely it will have certain good impact on your brain. Your brain memory is definitely going to get enhanced, definitely going to get increased. ठीक है, चलिए. उसके eat well, sleep well. So now what we have jotted down, what we have learned from this. So you have to do certain things if you want to crack UPSC in the first attempt. First is what? सबसे पहला अगर UPSC in first attempt, UPSC first attempt याद रखिएगा. फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट पे यूपीएससी क्रैक करना चाहते हैं तो सबसे पहला पॉइंट की बात करेंगे तो क्या, योर फंडामेंटल शुड बी क्लियर. ऑल योर एनसीईआरटीज, रेफरेंस बुक यू मस्ट हैव रेड 2 to 3 times. ठीक है ना. सबसे पहला पॉइंट, फंडामेंटल्स शुड बी क्लियर्ड. ठीक है, फर्स्ट थिंग. उसके बाद हम बात करेंगे सेकंड, ट्राई टू अपडेट योरसेल्फ विद द करंट अफेयर. Take one newspaper, you should read it regularly and you have to prepare the notes. So newspaper reading plus practicing notes. Newspaper reading plus notes. ठीक है ना. तीसरा पॉइंट में हम बात करेंगे नोट्स मेकिंग. जो भी चीज पर whatever you are studying, it is very much important to prepare the notes. If you are not preparing the notes, do not count yourself in the UPSC line. ठीक है ना. If you are not preparing the notes, do not count yourself in the notes making. ठीक है. Fourth is what? Try to boost your memory. Boost memory किस प्रकार से? Through group discussion के थ्रू. ग्रुप डिस्कशन. उसके बाद रिवाइजिंग, रिकॉलिंग. ठीक है, रिकॉलिंग. उसके बाद जो है इवेल्युएट योरसेल्फ ऑन ए रेगुलर बेसिस. हाउ इट कैन बी डन? इवेल्युएट योरसेल्फ किस तरीका से? प्रीलिम्स के टाइम में एमसीक्यू practice. For mains, if you want to prepare, join test series, and apart from there, you have to regularly evaluate yourself. And how it can be done? By practicing answer writing. ठीक है ना. Regular answer writing practice. Regular answer writing practice. ठीक है ना. उसके बाद जो है when you talk about the optional, you should think that you are the best in your optional. You are the best in your optional. Optional की बात करेंगे तो you are the best in your optional. सबसे पहले क्या होगा? ऑप्शनल की बात करेंगे हम लोग, आपको बेस्ट होना पड़ेगा, बेस्ट। ऐसे की बात करेंगे, वंस इन ए वीक आपको ऐसे लिखना होगा। वंस इन ए वीक यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस ऐसे राइटिंग, यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस आंसर राइटिंग, ठीक है। एंड फाइनली लीव ऑल टेंशन, लीव ऑल टेंशन, लीव ऑल टेंशन, ठीक है ना। सो दीज आर द सर्टेन स्टेप्स विच you have to follow for the purpose of cracking examination, ठीक है। So this is how you can crack examination in your first attempt. This is how you can crack examination in your first attempt. I hope कि सेशन अच्छा लगा होगा आप लोग को। अगर इस तरीके के आप लोग सेशन चाहते हैं तो काइंडली कमेंट, I will make such events, ठीक है ना। So thanks to everyone. जय हिंद, जय भारत।